So Poops, you may remember our one and only Rex Tan went full retard just the other day, but well, it turns out that barely 24 hours after I made that last video, the man has released an apology. Here you can read it in all of its 3 pages of glory, talking about how, well, he apologizes. I apologize. He 认错 already, and it's pretty obvious that he knows that what he asked didn't make sense. But anyway, yeah, it's a rational response, very logical indeed, when you say something off that level and you wanna just not be bothered by people anymore. And in any case, the people who've been going out there and just doxing him and like threatening his family, y'all need to stop. Because I think it's kind of like common sense that even if people say things that you find objectionable or problematic, media should be able to ask whatever questions it is that consider to be relevant, even if the person is extremely stupid. That's all part of being in a good media ecosystem. But also I realized that in Malaysia, we have this weird culture whereby you have these groups that talk about how they are the best in the world, they have the most valuable values whatsoever. But then whenever it comes to people talking about things that they don't agree with, then they suddenly start issuing threats. You saw it with the Glamping with Pride event that was supposed to happen, but that got cancelled not because of they're listening to the Sultan, not because they agree with your values or somehow they received hidayah and repented, but instead because a couple of people out there went and threatened them and the situation materially changed. In a similar way, I guess Rex was pressured into apologizing when he realized that there were people going out there sharing his picture, doxing him, and basically making threats day in and day out to so-called redeem their marwah, while by the way throwing out hundreds upon hundreds of racist comments without end. I swear, right, like a lot of these people, all they do every day is find excuses, throw out their racism just because they don't have an outlet in any other way. So whenever they find something like this, then they immediately come out in droves, terpaling tersakiti, because they want to so-called defend the moral order, but I don't think that's actually what they're doing. I think that in a lot of cases, a lot of them actually have mental illnesses and problems in real life that they want to go ahead and release on other people. So whenever you see somebody commenting and saying, oh, the Malays only have so much patience, you have to be aware, right, that SKMM, the police or whatever, should monitor in the first place because they're not speaking for the Malays, however many hundreds of likes they have. They are speaking for themselves and people who want to hang on and just want to act like they are heroes of race and religion, want to tumpang so that they can have their field day of racism, anger, and manifest all of their social anxieties, awkwardness, and inferiority complexes. Seriously, the people who are using this as an excuse should not be allowed to do this. It is unacceptable. It is not okay. Yes, what Rex said was extraordinarily stupid. It was out of context, out of point. There was no actual way in which what he said could actually manifest into an article, or at least I'm not seeing how it could have actually manifested into a good article. But the guy shouldn't be subjected to threats, and no citizen of Malaysia should be. In any case, if these people are going to go out there and threaten someone, you have to wonder, right? Like, when are they going to do the same thing to Marzuki Shaary? Because like there's only discussions about investigating here, there, and everywhere, but we're not really hearing anything come out on that front. And as far as I know, that bugger didn't even apologize. Well, Rex actually did across 3 separate pages where he's written the word apologize over and over again. Very clear, very obvious. I guess there wasn't a viral video for Marzuki Shaary, so that might explain some of the difference. But if some of you out there are so free to go out there and comment and dox and spread information and stuff like that, there's another perfectly good walawun that you should be doing that with. But if you agree, as I think most civilized people do, that nobody in Malaysia should be threatened, then I think that you agree that we need to stop this nonsense and we need to find the people who are advocating for that nonsense to take place and lock them up, throw the key away. Rex, if you're out there, I hope that you're safe. I think we've said enough already that what you did was extraordinarily stupid. I don't know if people are going to actually forgive you, but I hope they will for the sake of showing that Malaysia is an actually civilized society. I don't know if it's actually going to happen in that way, but we can only hope. But anyway, yeah, Sapu, after having read Rex Tan's apology, what do you think? Do you think that we should forgive him? Do you think the doxing, threats, and all of those horrible takes are actually justified? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. That's all to say about that, and bye.